Yeah, Amita.
Cool. 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 Okay. So we have collection now in our plate, and also we'll discuss some few things. And we also, as I asked you guys, right? So I'll ask you guys maybe like this week is not possible because I haven't assigned previously which topic to everyone, but maybe I'll assign. Okay, let's maybe the collection and exception also happen. We'll do this on oops collection exceptions and everything. Then we'll have a discussion.
Okay. Are we discussing upcasting and downcasting?
Oh, again, yeah, we can do that. No
Yeah.
issues. So there is a part left of that, right?
Yeah.
Cool. We have
Yes,
actually
Amita.
covered it, just the timing we haven't.
And Amitabh, also, can you please discuss a few minutes on main method overloading and overriding, please?
Main method overloading and overriding.
And
Okay.
override. Yeah.
Okay. 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 Like any doubts there in the main method overriding or overloading? Because I think we have covered the questions as a question pattern. But
Yes, Amitabh. Actually,
Yeah, Amita.
though main method is getting overloaded, my doubt is anyway we are triggering the I mean the root main method, the default main method, which carries string array as an argument. So anyway, when we are triggering the default one, how can it
Mhm.
be a method overloading? That's what I felt. Because when we overload based on the parameters passed, it should directly trigger the other one. But anyway, we are coming to the root itself. How it is called as method overloading?
Okay. Okay. Got it. See. So whenever we are talking about the main method, so main method, first of all, when we are trying to talk about any method in your class that getting overloaded or overridden, first check the properties of them. Okay. So main method is public, that means it's accessible to other class. Cool. Main method has a static. So the very basic thing comes back to you that static things cannot be overridden, right?
Yes.
So main method is a static method. With that same reason, you cannot override a main method. Gun.
Yeah. Hmm.
Now having a overload. So can we overload a main method? Yes, we can overload a main method. That's true. Now the question may come back, do we need to overload a main method? That is the prime question actually. Because you already have a main method, do you really need to overload the main method to get like, okay, string of args were there, I want some other parameter inside it to make it overloaded. So, but we really need it. What do you guys think?
I'm not sure.
No need, I think.
And if you think that it's not needed, then like why not needed?
We can do in another way also, right? Instead of main method overloading. If it is not compulsion, right? So there is option to. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. Okay.
There is option to main method, but still we have another option also.
The thing is that whenever you like overload a main method, so just suppose one main method is taking like the main method you see every day that is taking an array of arguments of string as a string, right? So you can create another like array of integer or array of double, anything like that, right? And you can just still work with it. Now, if you have two main methods in the same class, what would be the execution behavior? Both would be executed or not?
No, the
No,
string
no,
array
it is
of
not
args
possible.
would be preferred. I mean,
Yes.
the root will be from here, there itself.
Yes, the JVM will look over
A
that one
JVM
first, the
looks like
string error.
main method.
One second. So which like first question is both would be executed or not? Like priority I'm not asking. I'm asking both would be executed or not.
No,
Executed.
it can execute.
Amitabh, don't mind, Amitabh. Will you repeat
Confusion.
the question again, please, Amitabh?
Yes, yes. I had nothing to mind.
Make it
Don't worry.
execute.
So I'm saying that you have a main method of string of array of arguments. Correct.
Mm.
You have
Yes, Amitabh.
another main method where it is integer array of numbers.
Mm,
Okay.
mm, mm,
So now both the main
mm,
methods are there in your same class and you want
mm.
to execute them. So both the main methods would be executed or not.
No, Amitabh. Only if
No,
we pass the
Amitabh.
parameters as
Only
int, the int one
parameters
would
as
be
in
triggered.
that infant will only execute, Amitabh.
So only when we pass the parameters as int,
Mm.
then
That
only
one is
this.
going to execute in the main method.
Okay. And what will happen to the string array? The
Uh,
default one which we
It
get?
is main. It is main.
I mean,
The string
Amitabh, can
also
I
will
share
be
my
One second,
screen,
one
executed
second.
Amitabh?
after.
Okay, I'll share my screen. One second.
No,
I think.
can I share it, please, Amitabh?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Actually, we have tried, Amitabh, this one. Our team has tried this one. We got doubt at that time. Why this question has arisen? Why the main method is accepting that overloading, even though any method is not. It is not using in main one. We got that doubt at that time.
Amitabh,
Okay.
this is what I did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now remove this. One second. Remove. string- Can you remove the 7 and 18th line? 17th and 18th.
70. Okay.
Now what would be the result? I have three main methods. All three have some system dot out. I don't run it. You run
Oh, sorry, Amitabh.
it. Okay. So anyhow, as you guys can see, so even though I have three main methods, okay, all three, right? All three are main methods with different parameters. That means main method is overloaded, correct? So even the main method is overloaded, still the priority will go to the main method, which is actually Java is aware about, JVM is aware about. For JVM, this is the only main method where the string array of arguments goes to it as a passing, as a parameter. And other main methods would be main method. Now see, method overloading, they can't stop you because it is a static method, not possible to stop. Main method, the same name, it is there, same parameter is there, but not as functionally. It would be the same main method what you can get from string array of arguments. Getting my point?
Yeah. Yes, Amitabh.
So
Right.
for the JVM execution, it always will go fall back to its default one. That was, I only know that main method which needs to be loaded at first, and I'll give output from that only. So here you can see that same class has three main methods which are overloaded to each other, right? One is string parameter, one is integer arguments, another is string array of arguments. And the last one, the 15th line one, is actually what JVM is aware about or gets loaded first, executed first. That is a priority. So the other 6 and 10 is just behaving like a normal static method. It
Okay.
has a name of main, like I know it has a name of main, so you can say main is overloaded. Main is overloaded maybe, but the base main is already be considered first, and that would be the one who is going to give you the output. And that's how the Java code inside has been written.
Okay.
It's not something we are figuring out ki okay, no boss, I want the priority to be changed from here to that another main. It's something how JVM behaves. So it's written on JVM's behavior that you have when the class loader goes and loaded this static things and this main method. So first get this main as an output from the JVM.
Okay. And also in one of the YouTube videos, I heard Amitabh, actually the developers would pass the arguments like what we are passing like this. They
Yes,
would
yes.
pass it from some other tool, or I don't know. He said some terminology, but I'm not sure. Is it a tool or other snippet, code snippet? I don't know.
Some separate
So
jars
when they
he
would
has
pass it
created
like
and
this,
shared.
without
Mm.
triggering this line 15, it would just pass to this or this. That is also there, but that is
Boss,
on development
that
side.
is total. That is totally different case. Like what
Yeah.
you are trying to say, that we can create the arguments of our own and we will directly put it on the 10th line, so that that main method will know this is the argument is coming from there,
Yeah.
and it would be executing the 10th one. But like it's too depth, and even maybe
Yeah.
I'm not clear in that place also. So just
Exactly. Even I didn't understand what he said. So, but
so
but I
putting that
only got
aside,
could
day-to-day
bypass.
life, always remember the JVM is defined to go ahead with the arguments as a parameter. So whatever you are writing inside 16, 17, 18, 19, those are getting represented as an argument, string array of arguments. It's getting loaded up and it's giving you the output. For other 6 and 10 lines, is just becoming a normal public static method with a void return type.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, Amitabh, this is clear.
Yes, then are we using day-to-day life in main method overloading, Amta?
Main method you will not use in your day-to-day life.
That's my overloading. That's what I'm asking. A public static void main, as Shravani mentioned it. In that way, can we use?
See, that's what I'm saying. You method overloading would be always there. Okay, method overloading is
Yes,
one
yes,
of the
yes.
way
That's what.
to
Yes, yes,
polymorphism.
yes,
But
yes,
main method itself would not be there in any of your classes.
yes. That's what
Main method,
I'm.
yeah, main method is only for your practice. That's it. Once you
Yes, yes,
enter
yes,
a
yes.
little bit more than Java, you just
Yes,
forget
yes.
about main
You
method.
get the just idea. It can be overload. That's it. Actually, here public static void main, right? In main method also public static void main. Right? So static. So it takes the memory also, right, Amita?
It's taking out the memory. That's
That's
why you can.
so that's generally we don't prefer to in this way. Yes,
Generally,
yes,
yes, correct. We don't like to start up some
yes,
like
yes. Yeah,
keep all the methods
just
as static because it always be consuming the memory and all.
yes, yes, yes,
But because it's static, it's getting loading fast. See, it's not changing its nature. Even though there are three main methods overloaded, it's not changing later. It's public, it's available to everyone. It's static, that's why the class loader goes up first and loads the static things, and that's why the 17th and 18th line without any object reference it's getting called upon, right? The main method.
yes, yes,
And it's void without returning anything. But the point is, JVM will still point out to the default one
yes, yes,
because it's aware about that's existence and it will go ahead for that only.
yes,
That's what I
yes.
said. If you go inside of like Java code and change the character of this, no, don't refer like this. I'll pass you the argument on 10th line. You have to execute from there. That's a totally different story. But like as a tester in your wildest dreams, also you don't have to put this there. You don't have to put a step on that stair. So just leave it.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks, Amitabh. I'll stop
So
sharing.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, upcasting and downcasting. So upcasting and downcasting, I think we have seen a little bit. Like we have seen the full thing, just I haven't termed it. I forgot to term it. But in data types, you guys remember upcasting and downcasting, which is
Yes,
narrower
yeah.
casting and
Yes,
widening
Amitabh.
casting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we know.
So what was the upcasting there in the data types?
I mean, from a lower
From
data type
Higher
to
data
lower
type to
data type
lower data type.
to higher
bigger
data type
data type.
size.
Yes, lower data type to higher data type. It's not
Lower
lower
to
to
higher.
higher actually. It's the size of data type, right?
Yes.
So
Mm.
which is
Yes.
smaller data type size to higher data type size when we are trying to go, it's upcasting, and we always have seen like it's easy, right? So because smaller tiffin box can always go inside a bigger tiffin box,
Yeah.
so it's
Yes,
easy. But the reverse one was called downcasting or narrower casting, where the bigger chunks of things was coming to smaller things. So maybe I have an integer, I'm trying to make it short, so it's directly coming from 4 byte to 2 bytes. There was a challenge, and that's where even I showed even there's a chance of data loss even. So same thing happens for object also. Okay, what happens there? So just suppose there is a, I'm just discussing orally because you guys already know maybe, or implemented, you guys also have done. So try to picturize. So what happens, there is a child class, right? So child class has a method. Sorry, there is a parent class has a method, and now parent has been extended by a child. Now polymorphism occurs there, right? With the with the help of parent constructor I can call parent output. With the help of child constructor I can call child output easily, correct? And when you are calling the child output from a parent method, okay, maybe I need to share my screen, 1 second.
Didn't got it, Amitabh.
Haha, that's why I'm sharing my screen. 1 second, give me a minute, I think the status got changed. So what I'm saying, there is a class A, it has a public void sum with the implementation of, so this is a method from parent. And oh, when it got caps, oh, it's okay. Class B extends A. So now, like, okay, so I can override it, right? Override. So what will happen? Public void sum CISO. This is method from child. Correct. Now I can have the main method. Just suppose I'm just directly going like this. I'm in the main method. So if I create an object like a obj equals to b, and then I say obj dot sum, what will happen here? Which implementation will come?
B from B.
Please.
Yes. So we'll get the implementation from b, right? So here one of the class A's parent method. This is a method of class A, right? Basically. So class A's parent method is giving you the output of a child class, correct?
Yes,
Just
Yes,
so
sir.
you can go ahead, like this would be something where you can call like upcasting. Okay, so when it goes parent to child, it's always upcasting, because like, why I'm saying it's upcasting, because there is a chance that you have modified, even you can have the super dot the parent also, no issues. The things are getting added, or things would be either same or getting added, or even can be totally different. Okay, so parent to child upgradation is called upcasting. And when it goes back from child to parent, okay, that would be called downcasting. But how can I say? Downcasting would not be something which you'd be using day to day, but still, 1 second. Let me try to think of any particular.
so here we can think parent is higher, child is lower data type, right, Amita?
Here, parent is lower, child is higher. That's why upcasting is happening. That's what I'm saying. When you go from parent to child, remember it as upcasting. But the downcasting example, let me think. How can I say? I have a parent method. I can use variables though. I think variables should be a little bit better. Yeah, let's have a variable here. String name or string. We are doing the sum, right? So string message. So I have a variable here. Now with the variable, when I'm extending this, I have the same method, no issues. And I want to downcast now. I'll be creating the same object with that fill of. I can now give the direct, yeah. I can call a dot message equals to, one second, I'm trying. This is the message from parent, and with this, mhm, yeah, I can go ahead with this actually, but still I need that time. So where the result message is there, yeah, I can create both side object would be needed, no? Okay, downcasting I'll explain a little bit later, okay, or maybe tomorrow. Sorry, Monday maybe. Downcasting, even I'm getting confused. The variable I get, the variable I can give value, but to call upon on this, I need call the child class also, right? The child, if I have the child, then it would be, that means the P would have a variable which would be always calling upon that. So it should have the a dot p, but it will not be directly available, right? Okay, let me check. Okay, downcasting, you just give me some time. I'll explain it later.
Okay, Amitabh. No
Yeah,
issues.
Okay.
I don't want to confuse you guys. The easiest way might be better for me to go back once.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
cool.
Amitabh, we also have to discuss string buffer and string builder. Sorry, this
That
is
I'll discuss after
Yes.
collection.
okay. Fine.
After collection. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
I
Okay.
remember that is the only thing we are still pending from previous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, before that, I wanted to talk about one keyword, that is final. It is important. Why?
Yeah.
So final keyword is something like whenever we say this is the my final answer, this is my final output. That means what? Like I'm not gonna change it anymore, or I'm not gonna like do anything on top of it. Correct? This is the kind of character we expect. Either I'm not gonna do
Yes,
anything on
yes.
top of it, or I'm not gonna change anything. This is my final answer. I'm
Yes.
sure
Yes.
about it. So same like that, final works for uh different levels of Java. Okay. So till now we have seen three levels basically. One is class, one is method, one is variable. And with all these three, final can go. Okay. So what happens when a variable? So for a variable case, the value cannot be changed. The value cannot be changed. So what do you mean value cannot be changed? So if you remember, like if we write a line like int x equals to 10, later again if we write int x equals to 12, so the 12 value comes into the play, right? Whatever is the latest value, it will come into the play for the rest of the code below, whatever is there.
Right.
But if you give a final keyword like final int equal to x, then you can't do it anymore. That means x value 10 is fixed. It's not gonna change anymore. So with the variable, the final keyword has the functionality of the value cannot be changed further. It's closed. Now with the method. So how do we change a method? What is the process of changing a method implementation?
Overriding.
Override, like override
Correct.
method, like implementation change.
Correct. So the method cannot be overridden. So any final method like public final void sum, this method cannot be overridden anymore. That means whatever I'm saying inside this method has to be the body is final. You can't change it. You can't like change the implementation and do something with it. Even it goes for like the class gets extends, still this method would not be overridden. because final is there. Okay. So variable, we change the value with assigning operator, right? That's why simply if we use the final key, like the final keyword, that means the value would not be changed anymore. For method, the way of changing itself is overriding, right? Or else you can't change the implementation for the same method. So that's why the method cannot be overridden. That is the stoppage. And for a class, what happens for a
Why
class?
do why don't we put static if we don't want to override, Amita? Is it final is better or a static is better if you don't want to override a
You
method?
don't right. You don't want to override a method. No, you see, static has a different use. You are thinking from the point of view only to stop the overriding, but if you give the static, the previous one, you are not getting overriding, correct? You are not getting overridden, but still the static method would be getting loaded first and it will have a memory.
Okay. Okay.
Without, so
Understood.
static is not something you're going to use to stop overriding.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, correct, Amita. Thank you.
And for a class to change itself or change its character, it's something we can do by extend. That means inheritance. So if you use a final class, the class cannot be inherited. And this is one of these two are one of the most important interview questions. Like this, no, they're gonna come reverse. Like I asked you guys right once that if you want to stop object creation for your class, how you're gonna do it, correct? So
Yes.
the same way, interviewer comes back to you. If you want your class not to be inherited, what are you gonna do it? The answer is very simple, that I'm gonna make it a final class. That if I make the class final, it's is not going to get inherited. And the same way, the interviewer will come back to you that you would want a particular method not to be overridden by any other class, even after extension. So what you're gonna do, just I'll make that particular method final. So there are some like these things are very simple. Okay, when you are like reading about the final keyword and all, you will read all these three. But when the reverse question comes at the interview pressure and all, it somehow goes out of the mind. Okay, how I can stop the inheritance? How can I stop the overriding? How can I stop object creation? So practice the reverse too. Like reverse question comes most. Okay, they are not gonna use what is the use of final keyword. So they're gonna use like this only. Got it right? Final keyword. What happens?
Yes, Amitabh.
So final keyword with the class. Class cannot be inherited. So you can stop the inheritance. And how can you stop the object creation with the private constructor? Both are important. Okay. And how can you stop the method overriding with the help of final keyword inside the method signature line itself? And the variable that even I don't want to change any particular variable's value, I'll use the final keyword. That's what. That's what the final keyword is. Now, one
Is
of the
this, Amitabh, sorry, I'm getting confused between static and final. Is this the variable that is shared by all instances like static?
not getting you.
I mean, static is something, it is a class variable which will be accessed by multiple instances, like
Yeah,
objects, isn't it?
correct,
And is
correct.
this final also same like that?
No, 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 no. And this final is like nothing, right? It's not static.
Yeah, it is.
Public final integer extend. That's it.
Okay, but static we can change, but that affects multiple objects. But
Multiple
here, no
objects.
option of
Yes.
change.
No option of changing itself. Correct.
Okay. Okay, Amita. Thank you.
And static and final, yes, I get it from variable point of view might get confused, but final also like final can be also declared inside a method. Okay. That for that method it will be
Yeah.
fixed.
Okay.
It's not gonna change.
Hmm. Yeah, static can't be a local variable.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that we
So
can use final. Maybe.
Right.
so the things are like static the use we are doing for the static keyword like uh to access it again and again, that's coming because class loader loads the static things first, right? For the final, it's nothing like such that requirement. Final has only one function, boss. This value, I'm not gonna let it change again. That's it. You do it here, you do it there. It doesn't matter for final. Final keyword is not dependent on local variable or class level variable. Okay.
Okay. And and coming to static, can we change it, Amita? I mean, it affects the all other
Multiple
objects. I
objects.
understand.
Yes, it
Yeah,
will. It
yeah.
will always affect all other objects, whatever it has been
But we
called
can
upon.
change it if needed.
Static values can be changed. Yes, you can change it
But
later with the help of this, or maybe with the variable call upon itself equals to, then you can change the value. No issues.
okay. Yeah. Thanks, Amita.
But it will affect. And
Yes.
static things we don't change also. That is one of the
Yeah.
things. Like
Actually,
slowly,
it is
yeah,
something to tell the you developer or user that this is more. I mean, this should be kept. This should remain the same.
yeah. Like it is something that you would always you would always want that, boss, I have, like, you are giving something to static in any day-to-day life framework or automation, no? That means that you are giving priority to it. You want few things to be loaded at first and be ready always for the access. Okay. That means it's the top priority things. That's why you are giving them static. Or else in a, like, I can tell you, I can show you even that in a whole framework, maybe only 50 to 60 variables would be there, which would be only static. All other things would be non-static. This 50 and 60 variables would, what would be this? Why these are static? Because this might be path to my test data,
Uh, okay.
the path to my report,
Hmm.
path
It
like
remains same
folder
always.
structure path,
Okay.
the path to my where is my scripts are, the
Hmm.
path to my where is db username, db password. These type of things we put it as static because it's not gonna change. That is one other thing. And second
Hmm.
thing is I need them always available. Anytime, anywhere I may need them. I just
Right.
have to call upon them.
Uh, yeah. This is the
This
best example I can understand actually. Yeah.
this that's why this type of variables only we put static. All other things would be non-static. Like if I show you from my perspective also. One second. This is mine. So like from a framework perspective also, we only keep static variables. As I said, like static would be only few variables which are day to day daily life, anywhere you are doing code, maybe 3 times you need to initialize the db, or you need a script in this test case. Also you need a depository line for another test case, test data to you need to get the fetch test data for every line, right? So those type of things only you would be doing static, or else nothing would be static. Like we don't even use static. We ignore it totally. One second.
Okay.
Common utils. This class is fully static. You will see.
Okay.
I go anywhere from here on. See, this is a variable only which is static. And anywhere I go on slowly, you will never see any slow. Okay, these are utils. That's why I shouldn't open utils. Let's go. Utils are something like you need every time, right? Like you will slowly understand what is utils means utility, like DB I need every time. But actually, when we are doing the test cases, these are the test. You will not see static methods. See, all are non-static.
Okay.
Directly public void. You will not see anywhere any static. These are all classes.
Okay.
Any class I open for our writing, there would not be a single static.
All right. And is
All
this the code testers have written or it is?
testers have written. We have written.
Okay. Okay. This looks scary actually.
Sorry.
This looks scary actually. And these many lines of code, though we understand the concepts, we are not confident yet.
Slowly you will also know. Don't worry.
Okay.
So That's what the function is, okay? Or else you are not gonna use static ever. That's the point. Like that's why I'm saying don't put static and final in the same bucket. Static is something to make it readily available for your own use. Final is something to let it not change the value. That's what for. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And you want both, that it has to be readily available and it's not gonna change anytime. Then go ahead, make it static final. Okay. That is also possible. Like I have the public final int, right? So I can make it public static final int.
Yeah.
That means it would be readily available. The x would be readily available, and also it's not going to change its value.
All right.
You guys got it, right?
Okay.
Only one person is saying got it. Yes. Best example. Others are like silent.
Yes, Amita.
Yes, sir. Yes.
What I'm trying to say that don't mix up functionalities. Static is something you use to so that class loader loads it first and give you readily access anytime you need. You can just call upon with the class name. Final is not like that. Final is something you can use anywhere, and it's just to make sure no one else ever other again when they are using their class they can't change the value. Anywhere the value would not be changed anymore. That's what the final is.
Right.
When you have a final method, it's just it cannot be overridden. Like uh that's what the example kind of a thing is in the ATM machine. The process inside it, whatever happens, not only I'll make it private, I'll keep everything safe, right? I'll put every bet on it. So I'll put it final also, so that anywhere even the class gets inherited somehow, but not a possibility that that method will get changed. That method is fixed from my side. But as I said, like they will not say, they will obviously ask you like, how can you stop a class from getting inherited, and how can you stop a class from object creation? Okay, so both comes. So one has to be with constructor, one has to be with only keyword. That is the final keyword. Clear about this, right? Final. Any doubts, guys? Hello.
No, I'm
No,
done.
Amita. No, Amita.
Thank you. Now we'll start with collection. So collection, I think the best part of collection would be the Java deployment. One second. Collections in Java. Java collections, correct. So what is a collection? Let's discuss that first. So collection, anywhere you see any document you read, mostly will see that collection is a framework. Okay. So what is a framework? Like one liner framework is something like, how can I say? It's more of organized way. Okay. So we say something which is a framework where the things are organized, first point, and the basic things or functionalities are present, like whatever user need. Okay. Any framework, UI automation framework, functionalities would be, it should open the browser, it should do the things, it should close it, it should, and there would be always an output based on the functionality. Systematic output, like one by one the outputs will come as per the functionalities are happening. So collection is also a framework. Why? Collection is very organized. Java collections is very organized. It has different types of, like if you have a requirement of, as per your requirement, you have different types of collection available. So it's always organized. Functionalities are also available. What you need in a collection. Just suppose uh, you have a bookshelf. Okay. You have a bookshelf like this. You have books there. So from the functionality of this bookshelf, what type of things you will need? That I can get the books from there. I can read it. I can put it back again. I want to remove any book. So it should be removed. It should not be there. The serialization, what I want, like from A to Z as per the name, it should be there. Correct. This are functionalities we would expect from a bookshelf. Correct. So from a collection also, so it's a collection, bookshelf is a collection of books, right? Multiple books are there. The same way, the functionalities from a collection, what you expect is there. Okay. And you will also get an output, like anytime you need to fetch a particular book, you will get it back. Okay. So collection is a framework where everything is organized and you can work upon as per your need, like adding, deleting, uh, to know what are the things inside and all. So all these things you can do, and you will always get an output based on what was your requirement. That is what collection is. Now, for this collection, we have to understand how what type of requirements we may have for a collection, that we are saying, okay, functionalities we will know, and this type of things. So sometimes what happens, I just want to get the names, not an issue, names, a names list like this, that all the names would be listed down, and I will get, okay, these are the names list, and this is the first name, this is the second name, this is the last name, 30th name is this. Sometimes we need name and ID like Aadhaar card number or something. We can also do that. That as per a name there would be an ID. As per a name there would be an ID. So every type of things are possible throughout these collections. Okay. Now these collections, how it works, to know it best, and remember whatever you're gonna do from here on, collection, exception, anything, the oops are the best. Still oops are the best. So if we see here, the best important thing is this. And this is the most important, where you will get at least 5 or 6 questions from interview. So what happens here? You will see collections as a framework, I told you, right? So the Java developers has created these collections for the use by some creating some classes inside, right? Some classes or some interfaces inside, correct? Or else they have to write the code, right? How collections will work, what will be the collection, what will be its behavior. So they have written the code. They have written the code with the help of some uh, classes or interfaces, and that's what. So the parent interface for collection is iterable. And don't, one second, I'm trying to annote actually. Just a second. Yeah, I got it. So this is the parent. Is it a class? No, it's an interface. You can see the blue color is an interface. So who is the parent of collections in Java? This question comes. Okay, who is the parent of collections in Java? That is iterable. Now we have another interface which has implemented the iterable, that is collection. Okay, that's why when you say about the topic name, we say collections, and collection is the name of interface. Don't confuse both. There is a plural, there is a singular. Singular one is the name of interface. The plural one is just the topic name. Okay, now there are three types: list, queue, set. There are three types of collections we get readily available from Java point of view: list, queue, and set. And these three are also interface, and slowly they are implemented. And I told you once, right? So just suppose there is RBI. So RBI properties would be get down by SBI. It would be get down by SDFC. Correct? This type of property has happened in the inheritance. The same property has happened here also. Whatever the property iterable had, it got carried over by collection, and collection added maybe more of it. Then all the properties of collection are inside of list, inside of queue, inside of set now. So we can say list, queue, set all has the properties of collection and iterable also. Are you guys there, or you guys like I'm saying
Yes,
around?
Amita.
No, we
Yes,
are.
yes, Amita. Yeah.
So silent it was. I'm like I got disconnected maybe. Okay, cool. One second. Yeah. So all the properties of collection and iterable has been put upon on list, queue, and set. Now why we need these three types of collection in Java? As I told you, right, there might be different requirements. I want the names to be serialized. I want names in the alphabetical letter. It doesn't matter what the names are in the order. I just want the unique ones. There might be different types of requirement, right? So that's why different types of collections are available. But still they are interface. Okay, still they are interface. Now these are the classes. These are the classes which has implemented list. You can see, right? This is the hierarchical, correct. One parent, multiple childs. This is the hierarchical inheritance itself.
Yep.
So
Yes,
what
Amita.
is happening here? Array list has pointed out to list, and array list has its own property now. It's a single child, right? Array list is independent of as a child from the parent. It can has its own property, like something like animal. So animal can be uh like It can be tiger, it can be cow, it can be elephants. They all are coming from animals, right? In fact, they all are like four-legged animals, and from that they have their own character, right? They are starting their own branching. That boss, as a tiger, I'm carnivorous, and like there are difference. Like I have different characteristics. Cow is herbivorous, elephant is herbivorous, but I am one of the heaviest animal in the like in the planet. So that type of characteristics they have grown. The same way, the list is the parent, but list is something that it will collect the data. Like we have a market list, right? We have a shopping list, we have list of names, list of books. So but still there are different types of properties we have given to array list. That's why it's an independent child. Linked list, these two are the most important. Okay, vector and stack you will not even use. Like I haven't used till now, you may use later, I don't know. Even I may use later, but array list and linked list would be enough for cracking any interview. You don't have to put mind extra, like extra things you don't have to keep in your mind. Just know there are things. Okay, if interviewer asks, do you know there is a vector? You don't go to physics vector. Okay, so there is a, yes, there is a vector of collections part of Java. That's it. That would be enough to know. Okay, know the names. That would be enough. But we'll not be covering all these things because it's not needed, really. So there is array list, there is linked list. So same as for the queue, we have priority queue, and we have another interface pointing out to queue, that is DQ, and we have array DQ, and then we have the set. Uh, and maybe I don't know, I'm not sure, but most of the people may have got through this set while doing the maths in class 11 12 set.
Yes, yes, Sam.
So this is the same thing. Okay, so we have the set, and so we have hash set and hash set. So both of them has the property of set, but linked hash set and hash set has their own property, just like tiger and cow. Okay, and you have to keep this picture in your mind forever till you are in IT industry and you are working with Java. You guys can see my drawing, what I am doing in the screen, right?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yes,
Okay,
Samta.
cool. So the question is, what is the parent interface of collection? That is iterable. And then
Iterable.
what are the interfaces available for different types of collection? That is list, queue, and
Set.
set.
Set. Set.
Now, what are the different types of list we get? Array list, linked list, and vector.
Array. Set.
What are the different types of set we get? Hash set and linked set.
Set.
Linked hash
Link
set.
set. Link.
Queue, they'll not even ask you, don't worry. List and set are the ones we are gonna work with. So honestly speaking, we are gonna work with, one second. Yeah, we're gonna work with these two, array list and linked list, and we are gonna work with hash set. This one only, not even linked hash set we do.
Amitabh,
Okay,
this array DQ, why it is also pointed to linked list?
even I'm not sure.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. Even I never thought like I have to put all these things in my
Maybe
mind.
some
So
methods in the linked list they
yeah,
will have.
that will be obviously the case, but it's not only like, it's not array DQ is pointing to linked list. It's actually linked list and array DQ both are pointing out to DQ. And I now remember one method is there which is pointing out to queue actually. We'll see, no issues. So we'll actually work with these three: array list, linked list, and hash set. Okay. And in practical implementation, you will mostly need array list and hash set. Like I'll say this would be the 95%, and like among these two, linked list and array list, I'm saying, and hash set would be the 100%. You'll not even use the linked hash set. And but why we need to know the linked list character and this, because there'll be differences coming. Interviewer ask about the differences. Okay, so you have to know their character at least. So deleting apart all these annotations. Yeah. So what happens? There are a few questions. First question is this one, correct? As I told you. So what is the what is the parent of collections in Java? That is iterable, which is an interface. This is your answer. Okay. Sometimes the question itself says what is the parent interface of collections in Java, people readily say collection. It's not collection, it's iterable. Okay. Now the second question comes, that what is the difference between list and set? And we'll know about this. What is the difference between list and set? The third question comes, what is the difference between array list and linked list? Okay. These three are like readily asked question. You ask me that you have to take an interview for collection, I'll for sure ask these three questions. It doesn't matter, like I have forgot about all the collections, I'll not even open my laptop. Before that only I can ask these three questions. Clear? So I want you guys to remember these differences like anything. If I wake you up from the sleep, you have to answer this. And the differences will come with its properties only. Like they have their different properties. That's why the difference is getting created. And that's why when you like know about their properties, you will know the differences. Or if you know the differences, you will know their properties, vice versa always. But don't forget about them. That's the point. So these three questions are very important. Okay. Now still छोटा छोटा आता रहता है, like छोटे छोटे questions may come, like have you heard about the vector, what is an hash set? So if anyone asks you about this question, what is hash set, what would be your answer? Hash set is kind of a class which is actually implementing the set interface from collection of Java. Clear, right?
Yes,
Yes,
Amita.
So try to point things out in a way. See, being very honest, if you ask me that can you pull your interviewer in the collection code, no, don't ever dare to do that. You might be comfortable in collection, but collection is not a topic where you can pull your interviewer, go boss, go deep, go ask me questions, I'll answer it. No, it's not a topic where you can play with your interviewer. Okay. So just try to answer it as much as possible in a way so that he gets satisfied and he closes this chapter as much as possible, because the questions are n number of questions are there. Okay, n number. If you start to the collection, if you actually want to go through the collections in a very good way, it will take 1.5 months just to know the collection only. That big this topic is.
Okay.
But see, like with your experience, you would be using mode of collection, mode of collection, mode of collection. But that is also true. You will never get out of the ones I have marked. List, set, array list, linked list, hash set. That's all. You do whatever in testing, whatever. You do anything. You will not ever gonna go out of these three. Clear, right? This diagram, I want you guys to remember what is interface, what is collection. This is very important. This is very important. Clear? What are the
Yes.
questions also clear? Now we have to understand that, okay, this question is very clear. There is nothing to understand. Now we will understand what is the difference between a list and set. Okay. And this is very important. So there are two differences. If you ask me anytime, boss, what is the difference between list and set? I'll give you two differences. First, when we create a market list, what happens? So whatever our parent says, like rice, wheat, dal, oil, we put everything one by one, right? Do you even care of serialization? We do, right? Because whatever the things we are putting, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Correct? This is serialization always happens. Even sometimes what happens, maybe our mom has said already the oil. Again, uh, the sister came and said, okay, put down the oil. Again, we put down the oil. This is possible. For a set, what happens? If you remember the maths theory, if you remember, set is something which doesn't care about the sequence, and list cares about the sequence. Sequence is right here, sequence is cross here. Okay, that means whatever you are gonna put in the list, it's always gonna follow the sequence. It will try. Okay, I'll not say it will always, but it will try to follow the sequence. It will follow the sequence. Okay, and for the set, it will not follow the sequence. It may go either other. Like I have put 1, 2, 5, 6. It may, when it's getting saved in the memory, or you will be trying to call upon even. Okay, I told you, right, from a bookshelf you might need any books, or you might want to see, okay, what are the books are there. You will be calling a loop, correct? A loop can help, like we have seen a loop can help in a array. Array was also one type of collection, right? We are saving the things there, we are calling upon, we are adding, we are removing. But in this set, when you are calling upon with a loop, the result may come like 2 6 3 1 5 1. This is possible because it doesn't matter when it's getting saved, these elements would be getting saved in the memory, they will not save the order how it went. But for list, the sequentially it will come. If I saved uh like 1 2 3 4 10 then 6, the output also will come this way only. This is the first difference, that list follows the sequence, set doesn't. But there is a difference again. List can hold duplicate characters. Does it? No. I think from the math theory you will remember, set doesn't hold any duplicate. Set always holds the unique characters only. If it sees duplicate, it's gonna just remove it from its collection. Are you guys there? Or again, like
Yep, yep.
Yes,
sometimes it
Yes, sir.
feels like I'm talking
Yes.
Yes,
alone.
Amitabh.
No,
Yes,
yes,
yes, we are listening.
No, so we'll be listening on mute, no? So we,
And we are
You,
writing also.
yes, we are
Yes,
you
yes, we
noting.
guys
are,
are taking
we are
you guys are
noting the
you
points.
guys are taking notes right now only, yeah?
And running notes.
No,
Running
running notes,
notes.
Amitav.
Super.
not everything. We are just taking important parts.
Yes, yes, Amitav.
That is running notes, Viresh.
Super. So these two are the main differences. Okay, anytime they ask you, if you answer these two, the interviewer would be like, so happy and would be clapping and then go to the next topic happily. These two are the main, but there are more. If you search in Java deployment itself, they will give around 5 to 6 differences. Okay, you may go through that, you may learn, but I want you guys to remember these two because these are the properties, that's why they are differentiated from collection. When the collection interface got differentiated as a list, as a set, they born with this difference. That list said I am gonna follow the sequence whatever user is gonna give. Set is like user just gives me, it's my priority how I'm gonna keep it. And list said that I'm gonna keep the duplicates also. Like if I have uh like multiple duplicates, I'm gonna still keep that. Whereas set said I'm not gonna have any duplicates. So just suppose the question may come to you like this, that you want to save the a students list of a class. Okay, students names in a class, which collection you are going to use?
Names string
Sorry,
collection.
Amitabh, can you
List.
repeat it?
Students, like
Can
you want to collect the names of students of a class, which particular collection you are going to go ahead, list or set?
List itself. In
list,
order.
List,
List. List.
list.
Amitav.
List.
Yes,
Yes,
Amitav.
it's list because you don't know that in the same class there might be 4 Amitabhs and 3 Fides, 4 Pravanyas, there might be possible, right? Always.
Yep.
And that's why it's always better to go ahead with the list. And if the question comes that I want to put the student's name as per their roll number sequence, still list because list follows the sequence. Okay, so remember these
Sequence,
things.
but it allows duplicates, isn't it?
It allows duplicates, even the sequence is there, right?
Mhm.
And
Okay.
then, like from the point of view of right now, from the high level view, it always feel like list is far better than set. It's not losing the data, it's not following the sequence. Why I'll be going ahead with the set? But set is actually important. Okay, set is the one you might be using more at some
Oh,
cases.
okay.
Someone is doing wow wow. Cool. So this was a basic like collection. Now we have to understand how it happens. So okay, I don't know why I have given control A here. 1 second, clear my annotations. Yeah, to stop the annotation. Cool. So As I said, remember this chart. Remember what is the characteristic of list, what is the characteristic of shit, and there are few things also to remember here. Now, why they have given collection first? Yeah, iterator. So the iterator was an interface, right? Correct.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
So what is the meaning of iterator? The plain English meaning of iterator means that go inside and iterate the things inside, right? It's kind of a loop thing that run a loop and see what are the things inside. Correct.
Right.
So it has three methods. The interface, parent interface has only three methods. One is has next. Has next, you may know already. Has next means is there anything next to it? It's gonna return boolean. You can see, right? See, if returns true, it has more elements. Otherwise, it return false. Then it has next. Next means okay. Next student. Like the next element will come to you. And remove. Like whatever the elements you want to do, you please remove it.
Remove. Yes.
Now the question, the one of the most biggest question interview will not ask, but you should ask yourself. That is this one, this method. You are saying the next element should come. So I'll be creating collections of integer, doubles, strings, correct? I'll be creating collection of data types, right?
Right.
Yes.
I'll be
Yes.
saving different types of variables, like all in number of variables I'll be putting in a collection. Why the return type is an object?
We store different type of variables.
Because we
Le-
don't know
Different
what data is present
data
in
type
the
is.
no, no, no,
array
no.
list.
Listen to question carefully. What I'm saying. I'm saying
Object means like store the
Yeah,
homogeneous
Heterogeneous.
values.
heterogeneous.
Like heterogeneous, like
It will accept
that's why it
after
return
having like
object.
you guys are teaming up, huh? One will say something, then you will find out what is the error,
It
and
is
then
a root class of all the
object is a
classes.
super.
no. Listen to my question. What I'm saying. That next method I just told you, right? That in your collection, whatever the next element would be there, correct? It will come to me,
Right.
correct? I'm the iterator. It will come to me. The next element. How come the next element? If I have see what you are trying to say here. Please mind your question. One second. I'm annotating. Give me 2 minutes. It's starting. Yeah. So what is happening? I'm calling. There's a collection of 1, 2, 3, 4. Everyone can see my screen, right? This is my collection.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So has next will check if there is a 2 behind it, if there is a 3 behind it, if there is a 6 behind it, if there is a 6 behind it, or else if there is a no, that means it's gonna return the boolean. Okay, false. So iterator will stop. Correct? That is the
Yeah.
part. That's why boolean is there.
Hmm.
Clear, right? Now we have next. Next means I want after 1 I want to get 2, I want to get 3, I want to get 4, I want to get 6. So I'm getting integers here. Correct?
Right.
Integers. I'm getting integers here. In some cases I'll get double, in some cases I'll get string, and in some cases I'll get float. Doesn't matter to me. But why we are saying this should be returning object? Is it returning object? No, right?
No, no.
No.
It's returning a data type. I don't know the data type. They could have kept it like what of the data type the particular user would be initializing the collection for, that data type will be getting returned. Correct? But they
Yes,
are
sir.
saying object. Why?
It is also a
Actually, if we
heterogeneous
have different
type.
type of data, I
Type.
mean
Yes,
heterogeneous data, we are not
heterogeneous.
sure what is
Yeah.
coming next. So object can handle it better.
Yes, sir.
Why object can handle a data type?
It is the root class of all the classes.
Correct. It's a root of every class. One second, my charge is going down. 2 minutes. I'm coming back with charger.
Yeah.
So every data type is like behave like object.
Yeah, tell me. I got it. That heterogeneous things you want to put an object so that object can point out any type of whatever data types are coming, right? but still these data types are considered as an object, correct? Object might be parent to anything. Object might be parent the whole, like object is a parent class of Java, I get it. But still, why the data types of this int double, these things are object considered as an
Collections won't handle primitive data types. They only handle objects.
Yes.
That's the question. Why collections I'm creating with data types, then why I'm getting an object in return? Okay, the basic answer is till now, whatever the data types we have worked with, okay, every single thing is an object.
Hmm.
Okay.
These
I
are
can tell that.
it's a very like suddenly it's a bomb, but the thing is you are create one second, I have to stop the annotation again, or else I'm not getting my paint. Where to stop? Yeah, got it. I'm saying string, right? String s equals to Amitav, okay?
Yeah.
Class name obj. How it's getting the memory as per the size. I'm not needing any equals to new or the string again, because whatever the value I'm giving as per that, it's saving the memory and it's allocating. It's a work of variable, right? Variable points out to a particular memory. Variable is something which is a container, right? And it has a name and it points out to a
It's
particular memory location. So whenever we are saying that string s equals to Amitav, that means I'm pointing out whatever the collection of characters. It's a characters, right? Capital A, small m, I, T, A, B, H. Small collection of characters. The total size it's getting, and it's creating a memory on name of S. And it's an object of string class. Clear?
Yeah.
This is for the string I'm
Yes.
saying. Now you will say, boss, I
Yes.
don't do anything for that. I just directly say integer x equals to 10. I just directly say double d equals to 1 5 or something. Doesn't matter. So there is nothing, no class initiated there, correct?
Yes.
There are classes on their name. And what you are using here, this int and double, they are object themselves directly. That obj thing is them only, which is given by the Java developers to you. How you can see that? You can see that. Okay, I'll open this one. So see, you can see, right? There is a public final class integer itself. And this integer is controlling this int of yours. Whatever the characters that int follows, that is coming, those characters this int is getting from this class. This is the class where it has been defined that you have to do this and this. You can take this much character, you can do this much character. All these methods are here, which is actually working for your behind. You can see what are the different digits and all it will take, and everything has been defined by it. Getting the max value, how integer max value has been defined. Like that, we have class for everything. It's not only integer, we have class for double, float. Everyone has their own class which is controlling all this. And you will be using this class slowly. I'm not saying you will not be using this class, you will be using this class slowly. But this int which you are using is actually representative of this only. Okay. And that's why you are getting this int directly available to you. This integer class is controlling that. That's what I'm saying. One second, where it is? Yes. That's what I'm saying. So whenever we are initiating a data type, remember you are actually creating an object on that name. So what happens here when you are saying int I equals to 10? What is happening? For this I equals to 10, you are creating a memory of 4 byte. I told you this, right? This question should have come by this time. Integer means 4 byte, correct? It has a name of I and it has a value of 20 inside it. That's what the things are happening, correct? Whenever we say int I equals to 10 or 20,
Yes,
it creates
Amita.
a memory of 4 bytes. It gives the name of I. It controls the 20. Now tell me, if it wasn't an object, would it have been able to create a memory like this? No, right? It's not
No.
possible for anyone to create a memory until unless it's static, that it occupies memory itself, and it has to be an object to get this memory.
Okay.
All these data types, integer and all, what we're saying is actually an object representative of those parent classes of integer, double. Like even if you like type double here, one second, I'll try to stop the annotation. There is a class called double. See open declaration. This is the double class. They're extending number only. And that's what you are getting every time. They are already classes who are controlling these ones, and that's why they can readily availably create memory. And so we saw that object creation is needed to get the memory, right? Without the static things. So even without static things, how we are getting memory for this then? 4 byte, 8 bytes, how we are getting? Because they are object themselves. They are creating the space. When you write int, automatically this goes a memory allocation. There is no broker, automatically gets 4 byte of memory. And that 4 byte memory gets a name of I, which is obj, and 10. That's why whenever there is a collection we are talking about, all these collections, whatever the data types we are took about, heterogeneous, because it doesn't matter. All the data types are actually an object, and it's gonna return object only.
Okay,
Okay,
Amita. Yeah.
I know it's very big bomb, but you don't have to even mind. Just I wanted to explain that data types what you are using is actually a pre-created object for you guys. Okay, that's what. Just remember like that. That would be enough. And that's why in the collections you will see that I'm calling object, but still the data types are coming. And that's why object can handle heterogeneous, because everyone is object. The parent class is object itself. It comes
Then
integer,
why
it comes.
Java is called not, I mean, it's not a completely object-oriented programming, Amita.
That's a good question. I read it somewhere, even I forgot it, but Java is not a complete OOPS language, correct?
Uh,
I'm not sure right now. Maybe
yeah,
later.
I'll explore anyway.
Yeah.
Thanks, Amita. Yeah.
So this is the iterator interface. So it has only 3 methods, as I said, has next, next, and remove. And as an iterator, you only need actually base these 2 methods for sure, right? You want to check if the next element is there or not, and you want to fetch the next element. That's the function of iterator, right? And it removes. And all these functionalities now, as I told you, right, you can do the basic functionalities as a collection. So
Yeah.
it has add all, it has remove.
No.
You can add, you can remove, you can retain, you can print the size, you can clear, you can check if any particular book is there or not, boolean contents, search for the element. Okay, you can check if multiple things contains all, you can iterate it. Okay, there is a method of iterator, and this method is one of the most important method of whole collection topic. Iterator, you can check if the shelf is empty or not. So these are the most you are going to use. Okay, I don't think, okay, equals also you may use equals. This stream and all you will not use, don't worry. Split error stream, parallel stream, you will not going to use. So I told you, right, basic functionalities of the framework you will get: add, remove, like check, size, clear, this type of things you will get with the collection framework, and that's why collection comes into the play. So what I want you guys to do, I want you guys to read about collection, maybe not too much of hands-on, but read about collection. Like we are this diagram, what are the methods are there, this iterated, this collection interface. Then what is list, what is set. Read till that, okay? What is list, what is set. This upper part only. I want you guys to read about in different documentation. We only went through this one only, but different documentations you can try. Okay. Any doubts?
Okay.
Oh, Deepika went on hold. Cool. So go through the collection iterator interface, collection interface, list interface, set interface. Okay.
Amitabh,
Yeah.
sorry. Actually, you mentioned we mentioned object right before the next. So is this for the heterogeneous? Uh,
Yes.
for if there is homogeneous like a string, all string type, all int type, in that case also we need to mention object or no need to mention
No,
just string or int.
you don't need to mention object. Okay. That's a method already been there in the iterator that it returns object. That's what I'm saying. So when the developers wrote the methods for the iterator, they didn't know what the user is going to use for, right? String or integer or double, right? So they had to find a generic way so that it can handle all the different types of data types. Correct. So they went ahead with the
Thought
return
it is
method of
only.
object.
I thought if there is only heterogeneous type, then we need
No, no,
to.
it doesn't depend on you, Sri.
Okay.
So it doesn't depend on you that you are creating a collection of string or integer or like that. Okay. You would be creating homogeneous collections only. There will be only integers, only strings only. But you are creating a list of integer, you are creating a list of double, you are creating a list of string. All a list, right?
Yes, yes.
But and when you would be using this next method, okay.
Mhm, mhm.
So this next method for one list has to return integer, for one list has to return string, for one list has to return double. So for the Java coders, it's not possible to guess what type of data type you are going to use, right? So
Yes.
for this next method, they have given the double so that they can handle all this
Object. Mm.
heterogeneous data types altogether. The answer is actually the object is there to handle heterogeneous data types. But
Yes.
still, how data types are object, that's what I showed you, that every data types whichever you are using, they are actually the representative of their parent class.
Yes, Amitabh. Thank you.
Yeah, anyway, object is capable of handling both homogeneous and
Both. Yes.
heterogeneous, Amitabh.
Heterogeneous,
Yes. Yes.
correct.
Yeah, and
It doesn't.
we don't. I mean, why do we need to give integer or string in the Angular braces if it is the case? We can directly use the object in any part.
You will be using object, okay? See,
Okay.
it's not like you will not be using. Like even I can show you. Last time I was creating one method. One second, I have to close this Eclipse. You will be creating objects even like you will be having objects also. Like when you are also not sure what type of data will come from the output, you have
Yeah.
to put object. But
Yeah, actually, when we say if we know that it is an integer data, we give an integer wrapper class. We say.
yes, then see here we have you. Okay, map
Yeah,
version.
instead of giving that integer or string, we can use object for everything without
Yes. Yes.
without
No,
Yes.
no, no,
with
no,
no
no.
confusion.
There is a disadvantage too for that. If you
Oh,
create object for two, see, ah, it's going deep now. So
So,
if you create string, okay, just suppose I have created a collection of string. Clear?
yeah, yeah.
yes.
Sorry, you have created a collection of string. Now the all elements would be string, correct?
Hmm,
So
Yes.
for all those elements, you can use the string class methods on top of them
hmm.
Yes. Amitabh.
because they are showing the string character, they are string elements. So you can use the string methods which you had like string, split, and like
Concatenate.
concatenate. This type of things you can use on it. But if you directly put it as an object, you can't use them. Okay, there is a disadvantage too,
Oh,
because you are not
okay.
identifying it as a string, right? Then why string class methods would be applicable on top of it?
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
okay.
There,
And
there
this
are a
makes
lot of
sense.
there
Yeah,
are a
yeah.
lot of advantages and disadvantages.
For
It's not
integers
like
also, yeah.
same thing, same
Oh,
thing.
Yes.
So if you directly go ahead with an object, it doesn't have the integer properties anymore. It's an object. That's it. If you want to
Oh,
have that particular output to hold the properties of integer and so that you can work later on top of it, then you have to save that collection as an integer only. Don't go ahead with the string.
okay.
Hey, object.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh, it's
We got
uh,
it out of this.
Got it, Amita.
Actually, yeah. We can't directly go for object. Yeah.
sometimes you have to go. You have to
Mm.
go. Like there is no
Yeah,
other option that
definitely.
okay, I'll ignore. But where I have written, I'm trying to search one second. String, 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 string. I only created no where it went. Modification. Modification only should have that method. Ah, see, when I know that one part I
Yes.
don't need to do anything, I just went right to the object.
Yes, Amita.
Okay, key will be string.
Don't use the key and value again. I'll go.
Okay, Amitabh.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Map.
Thank you, Amita.
yeah. So it's
Yeah.
not like you could have made it object always and the collection would have worked super fine. Why I need to worry about the data types? That's as much as that is true. That because object can handle heterogeneous data types. But the drawback is, see, this collection's output you'll be fetching one by one. Like there is a loop and iterator.
Right.
So you'd be fetching one by one these values. And these values might be later used for any other purpose again in your code. Correct.
Yes.
So
Yes.
if you put it object, there is no more method for you. It's gone. So
Mm.
if you want to use them, you have to properly initialize the collection also.
Right.
Okay. Yes,
Got it, right?
Yes, Amita.
yes, Amita.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
Cool. I think this was a long session. So, and I'm sorry, like this week I'm very much busy. I was very busy. There was some release still stuck. Today we have the release.
Yeah.
So
No worries, Amitabh. We
you. No
get it.
worries, Amita. We can understand.
yeah. Thank you guys.